So job number one is to get the salt off. It's not good for the brushes and all that stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is separate your subject from the background. The subject's the butterfly. Some of you have flowers, so that's your subject, and everything else is background. All right, so I'm going to start with the same blue that I used in my first wash, making my juicy puddle. Okay, and I'm going to start right around this butterfly. This is like the leaf demo that I did. I'm going to paint everything that is not the butterfly. Now, I don't want to go too far. Don't do a coloring book outline because you don't have time to get back and fix it. Because that line right there doesn't identify anything. So we got to get rid of that. But I'm going to get rid of it by just swabbing the deck there. Okay? Now, can you see how my underpainting is showing through there a little bit?
Green tint.
Yeah. It gives you an interesting shape underneath there, like an abstract shape. It also makes your subject cohesive to your background. It kind of melds it together. Now, this butterfly is in nature, so he's probably around a plant, so I'm going to drop some green in. I know some of y'all were just dying for green. Here it is. And I can pick this up and let it run around. I don't baby my paper at all. I don't, bless you, I don't worry about touching it and all those things. I'm going to put a little yellow in there, which of course will make a green. Okay, now this edge is going to dry if I don't get moving, so I'm going to keep going around. I'm going to paint a couple inches here and then knock that edge off, okay? Put a little of the purpley red in there, a little bit of green, splatter. Keep on moving. Make my juicy puddle. All right, it's a proven fact that you can't paint and talk, so. Now this is a very long stretch, and I can't paint that fast, so I'm just going to knock that edge off with water, and that gives me more time to get over here and fix this, right? Say yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
So see, I was able to treat that corner without having to have a panic. I'm going to paint right over that little antenna. Now, even though this is a big fat brush, it makes a really nice point. I can get right in there around the head of this butterfly. Put that brush down. Fill this area in. Can you see the underpainting, the underneath painting showing through? Like stained glass. That's the magic of watercolor. No other medium really does that. I want to tell you, too, that more than any other medium, watercolor has your personality come out, whether you want it to or not. It's going to come out. That's a good thing. You want to embrace that. You know, if you've probably already noticed that the person you're sitting next to may have this lovely, soft, feminine, elegant, beautiful, and yours is like, zing, zing, zing. It's all good. Paint your own painting.
Speaking of sarcastic watercolor.
That you. Now I've added a darker blue, which is called cobalt. And right up against the subject, the butterfly itself, I'm going to make this darker because that's the drama. I want this to be really dramatic right in here. Just going to pick it up and let it run. Ooh, I got a drip going. That's good. I like drips. I'm feeling the need for a little pink splattered in there. Now, this is really pretty. I don't want to cover it up, so I'm going to take water and just kind of let that blend out because I don't want to cover that passage there. This is a little bit funky, so I might cover this up. I can cover a lot of territory with this great big brush. Okay. Maybe it needs some green in here, huh? I can splatter. See how that made a hard line? I don't really like that. So I can just put water on it, and what's it going to do? It's going to run and drip and move around. Can add the pink into it. Now, if I blend the pink and green together with my brush, it's going to neutralize out because they're color complements and look yucky. But if I leave it alone, it'll do pretty things. All right, I'm just going to continue on around this butterfly doing the same thing. Basically blue, drop in a little green. It looks like it's the sky and leaves or, I don't know, something in nature. I don't want to, like right here where I have salt, I would do the same thing. I don't want to cover all that up because it looks cool. I worked hard for it. So I'll come in here next to this butterfly, lay my brush down, When I get to that salt, I'm just going to take water on my brush and let it just kind of blend out and not cover that up too much, right? Now, I'll tell you this, what goes behind the barn should come out the other side, or we wonder what's going on back there. So if I've got this dark blue here, it would come out the other side a little bit. You don't want it to be purple on this side and green on this side. Doesn't make sense to us. We were like, what's going on back there? I got way too much paint on here. After my big speech about not wanting to cover that up, I kind of painted myself into a mess there. But you see how you can still see it showing through? That's a good thing. Okay, anybody have any questions?
Is she gonna bring us green and?
We will come around with green and a darker blue.
All right.